Alright, here's the main garden. It's October 20th or something, thereabouts. This was the tomatillo, pepper row, the twin. Had a pair of rows. As usual, everything went to heck, but trying to make up my mind now if I want to mow everything off, disc in my cover crop seeds because I have some great germination, spots, very spotty from broadcasting, plagued with birds, still house sparrows. Gotta make a house sparrow trap. Thinking I want to leave this walking stick kale. It's an heirloom variety. Grew all winter long last year, but look, some of that's going to seed now. Jeez, just noticed that. So, this was the previous season's cereal rye between the sorghum Sudan row and the walking stick kale area. So the cereal rye straw is still on the ground. Weed suppression was way better than the other side, but still I ended up with some amaranth and some other stuff where the straw got thin. So, I don't know, I'm thinking I should do a total culling here. Take off all the vegetation, put it in the Johnson Sioux over there. Even mow off this incredible, well, that's Privacy Blend. It's various sorghums, forage sorghums, and Egyptian wheat, and dwarf sorghums. It grew amazing. Grew unbelievably well. Let's make a quick note, though, that the right half, the south half, was planted a month after maybe 3 weeks after the north half. North half germination was terrible. Cannot plant sorghums into cool soil. Just doesn't work. So, annual ryegrass has dominated this back west bed, which I'm okay with. Mustards, so some of that's volunteers, some's from broadcasting. Curly dock, I'm letting the curly dock run rampant. Not much else going on here. The asparagus is actually starting to show this year, second year, and there's some down here, and there's some back there by that other arborvitae. Annual ryegrass. Dead zone. Man, am I having a hard time getting anything to germinate in here. But I did trim the hedge off late. So, that's probably my fault. Not enough sunlight back there. And then the actual sorghum Sudan bed, which this bed's first season in production. As you can see, the area that was under the log pile really suffered all summer long. The soil was unbelievably compacted, wet. It was just dead, waterlogged. Out here, where the turf had been growing a little better and more regularly, the growth is astronomically better. It's amazing. So, I'm gonna have to focus some effort next year. Now, I do have at this time my cover crop mix seeded in, broadcast on, and it's in there. It's a little spotty, and I feel like right now, for me, I need to get more cereal rye germinated desperately. Everywhere. So, what do we do? That's Privacy Blend also. I'm thinking about just leaving. It's supposed to have decent standability through the winter, as it's got the 4 different heights and strength species or subspecies for sorghum. But I want to take this out and get a winter crop of cereal rye in there to get the full biomass production for the year, for the space. What else? Didn't do great. It's bloody busher again. I didn't plant it into ideal circumstances nutrition-wise, so that's my fault. And, man, we had that ridiculous dry June and May. Okay, so the voles have pretty much destroyed my running bushes. I might go a different direction there next year. Oh, that's right. This bed was the yellow blossom sweet clover. This is the south of the pool bed. Yellow blossom sweet clover with sorghum Sudan. Then planted after the yellow blossom had germinated and taken hold. And I wanted to see if the yellow blossom would then thrive after this sorghum died off in the winter, so we'll see. The yellow blossom sweet clover is a little spotty in here now. It was a much better stand earlier. I think it might have been a little bit too heavy of a planting of sorghum to let the light in for it. We'll see. And the north strip, boy, last season this was great. The cereal rye from the previous winter, so 3 seasons ago, cereal rye kept this bed safe last summer, all summer long. Heavy, beautiful mat. Decent pumpkin production on it. But then I had a terrible cover crop failure last year, and I didn't get my winter covers established properly. And I lost the fight. And then I lost the battle to the amaranth. So next year is going to be super fun with regard to that. I might be flame weeding or going to drastic measures. I don't know. Gotta get the cereal rye germinated though. I don't know if I need to discuss anything else here. The blackberries did good this year, and I just planted clippings to see if they would take of my favorite thornless blackberry. And I don't know what's going to happen there. These things seem to root at will in pots or whatever, but I don't know what's going to happen here. I put in late summer's growth of old cane. Or no, it's new cane. It's Primo cane. And there's another one and then a radish next to it. Let's see what happens there. And that's all cuttings from these 3, which were the ones Carl gave me, which are much sweeter than the original ones that I had from the Romeoville house. All the grapes died. I don't know if I've gotten that on video yet. Last winter, very early, very cold snap. Killed off every single one of these Cabernet Franc vines. Never growing those damn things again. So, unprecedented, but here is a division I took of the preferred thornless, which is doing beautifully. And I don't know. I think that's about it. Gonna set up the mini tractor shed over there beside the pool deck. All my arborvitaes seem to be doing very, very well, and even this late season growth is pretty impressive, including this one. Oh, this. Can't wait to cultivate this fella. It's a volunteer, but it has the fall foliage of the cultivar, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm going to leave him. I should transplant him. Whatever. I'm going to keep my eye on him. Get rid of this. No confusion. Probably nothing else worthy of notating. Other than this bed, I do have decent cover crop establishment. I try to avoid cereal rye at first, but I realized if I want to combat this rhizominous grass, whatever this grass is, I'm not sure. It's tall and makes a lot of biomass, but it's also takes over stuff. I'm going to try and combat it with cereal rye, I guess. It's the only course I got. Otherwise, it's really dramatically improving the soil. This was a terrible, harsh spot. And interesting correlation, this bed receives all the attention of cover crop stuff. And aside from me burning off and hurting this arborvitae a little bit, it's growing the best of these three. I don't know if that shows very well. But they are leaps and bounds ahead of the other one. And that one receives more water because it's next to a grape I'm trying to care for. And the others just look better. This one looks kind of like crap. Anyway, that is an interesting anomaly. So, more to follow.